AVOI PoE. I'm here with Darren at Signify. Darren, tell me a bit more about Signify.
So Signify is the new name for Philips Lighting. Obviously, Philips Lighting is one of the founding fathers of lighting within the lighting sector. We renamed ourselves to Signify in 2017. We still carry all the same ethos that Philips Lighting has, but what we have grown is the house of brands under Signify. So you'll see a number of new brands under the Signify name. Interact being our lighting controls and IoT platform, probably the newest one of the brands, but everything is still built off the Philips Foundation and the Philips heritage. So yeah, you knew us as Philips Lighting, you now know us as Signify.
Now, our speciality is PoE.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of a discussion about PoE.
Yeah.
Tell me about your thoughts about the roadmap ahead for PoE and also currently, you know, what your portfolio looks like.
Yeah, it's definitely part of the Interact offering, looking at PoE as a lighting system. So our system now is probably 10, 11 years old. The success stories have always been in the commercial type of environment, really looking at offices where they're looking at creating smart buildings, intelligent buildings, embedding sensors as part of the lighting network, and really feeding into that data lake that these smart buildings need to have. There's a few spaces for it in education, so we've seen some university bodies really look at it, where they're creating that IT common platform. But yeah, it's in those office spaces where we see the main traction. And a lot of that is driven by the luminaire type. Obviously, there can be limitations to the power that can be delivered to a light fitting with LEDs and the efficiency that they've got. The light output that we can get best served to the commercial environment. And then we can embed sensors driven by that same PoE network into those light fittings that can then deliver numerous bits of data. The most common being, look, was my light turned on or was it turned off? So building occupancy sensors into that PoE network as part of that light fitting, no problem. Daylight regulation, if there's enough natural daylight in the space, let's regulate the lights, let's take them down to a level that keeps the space lit to the level that it needs to be for that task, but then also maximizes on sustainability and energy saving. So they're the two main things that a PoE sensor, a part of a lighting network, will do. But we can go beyond that. And this is the beauty that PoE gives us, is that those sensors could do things like temperature, humidity. We can even look at creating occupancy patterns so that we can start to see how a space is occupied, look at space management. All these are applications that are achieved on the Interact platform. Yeah, the infrastructure is PoE, can be PoE. There are other ways to deliver it, but absolutely, the roadmap is looking how much more sensor capability can we get, or sensing capability can we get, driven by that PoE network.
Now, one of the things that off camera we were discussing about the approach between electricians adopting PoE and, you know, I explained some of the challenges we had in Pro AV, getting the IT guys embracing AV over IP, and I kind of sense that, you know, a lot of from what you're saying, a lot of electricians are very, you know, nervous around getting involved in PoE. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree with that. I think the same challenges that you're articulating around AV exist with lighting. Lighting has always been part of the electrical package in any project. So to then get involved in a stage 2 or stage 3 design with your consultant that's saying, hold on a minute, I can deliver your lighting via the IT network, it's a different mindset. It takes a mindset shift. And it does need all parties to be on board, say, this is how I'm going to deliver it. Now, whether that is driven by the main design engineer, whether that is driven by the actual end user themselves, that instruction then needs to filter through. So when you are doing your layout designs for lighting, you are thinking, right, what is the IT network that's required to support it? So it does become a bit of the IT design.
Yeah.
But IT and electricians, the electrical world, they need to just work hand in hand to understand how best to deliver it. Now, whether that is someone who is an IT specialist working for the electrical contractor or vice versa, it does need both to work hand in hand. What I would say is the most successful projects we've had is where the instruction has come from the client. I want PoE lighting because I know what it's going to deliver me. I know what I'm going to get out of it at the end. I know how I'm going to use that data. and then it just filters through so that everyone comes on board with that mindset from the beginning. The struggle is when you come in when a lot of the design work is done, and then you say, "Oh, PoE could be done here," and you go, "No, you can't. The electrical design's done. You aren't changing it." So it does require that collaborative thinking, that collaborative approach. Once you get that, yeah, I mean, I've seen the most successful projects are when everyone is just with that joined up thinking.
Brilliant. Darren, thank you very much. Have a great show.